if you'd like to stick around, I will do some Qigong now to support the metal element, so the lung and large intestine as well. So if you'd like to take a moment to come to a comfortable standing position. All right. Feeling your feet connecting with the earth. And imagining or feeling your chi traveling up your spinal column, through the crown of your head, connecting you to the sky. So rooted into the earth and connected to the sky at once. Noticing if you are holding any tension, just scanning your body from head to toe, particularly the joints, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, and just softening anywhere you notice you're holding tension. Allowing some space for the chi and the blood to flow. And we'll bring our hands to our lower dantian beneath the belly button. Perhaps feeling your breath move your abdomen. Lift our hands up to our middle dantian at the center of the chest. Feeling the air lift and lower our chest. We're going to turn our hands so the palms are kind of loosely facing away from you, making a little circle, holding the moon. So imagining that soft white glow of the moon shining out. The color white is associated with the metal element. And then we're going to bring our hands out to the sides, palms facing out in Push Mountain. Imagining that still power of the mountains that evokes a kind of reverence when you witness it. Kind of gets us in touch with the dignity of the metal element. And then we're going to cross our arms in front of our chest. So there's some space between the arms and the chest and between the arms themselves. And then we're just going to breathe, expanding out a bit as we breathe in and then sinking back as we breathe out. Like that. In Chinese medicine, the lungs are seen as storing grief. So perhaps acknowledging any grief that you may feel lodged in your lungs or in your body. And then breathing in some fresh air. Some new life. Giving that grief space to be. Or perhaps it's awe or appreciation that you feel more. Or perhaps both. Whatever you feel, just let it be. Give it some air. And we'll bring our hands, the forearms, to the back. So gently clasping either forearm, it's about at the area where the lungs end and the large intestine begins. And then we'll just release, bringing the backs of our hands to face each other in front of our pelvis area. Imagine releasing anything you'd like to just compost into the earth. Make space for the new. And we'll float our hands up, palms open, and then bring them together to form a kind of loose triangle with the index finger and thumbs, where the large intestine and lung channels begin and end respectively. Relaxing any tension in the body. This is mudra associated with the metal element. So let's pause to hold this for a moment, perhaps calling to mind an intention you'd like to set for class or for the day or the week. And doesn't necessarily have to be a verbal intention, a word. It could be a feeling. When you're ready, we'll release that. And dump the trash. So coming up off the heels, if that works for you, and then drop the hands and the heels at once, like you're dropping heavy buckets of water. Just letting the heels thump to the ground. One more time, and then we'll start to swing the arms, dead weight, letting your hands send a vibration into the body. Noticing that sensation. You can aim for areas that are more tense, or just let your hands kind of swing wild. Feeling your spine open up. And let them come to stillness. And let's do some tapping. So one area Dr. Wu always talks about to stimulate or support the immune system. The top of the thoracic spine where the back meets the neck. So we'll take one hand and swing the arm, letting the hand land on that area. And you can switch arms. And then we'll come to the edge of the torso or the chest where the lung meridian starts, and then we'll come down the arm following the lung meridian direction, as well as the other channels on the inner arm. And we'll come up direction of the large intestine channel, up the shoulder, and then across the chest to the other side. Letting your hand again just be dead weight, feeling the vibration being sent into the body. And then at the armpit, stimulate those lymph nodes, also supporting the immune system. Then come down the side of the torso. Other side. And we'll come down the backs of the legs. Up the inside. Hips. Down the sides of the legs. To the lower rib cage. All right. Let's make loose fists and open up the chest, bending back if that feels good to you, and then rounding forward as far as feels like a good stretch, bringing the arms in toward the body. So opening up the upper back and chest. Again, helpful for regulating the immune system, the Wei Qi. And just come to standing with your arms at your sides. We'll step the feet together. And then stepping one foot out to the side, you can mirror me. We'll lift the palms up. It's about shoulder height, keeping the shoulders relaxed, soft bend in the elbows, and then we're going to bring the hands to the sides of the rib cage and push out as you sink down as far as is feasible for you, and then we'll slowly come back up to standing. Bring the feet in together again. We're going to step to the other side and repeat that on this side. So palms up and in, push and sink, and rise. Lower hands, step back together. Noticing any sensation, any tingling like in your palms. Just really paying as close attention as you can to your body. And going at whatever pace feels right to you. And we'll come to stillness. The next one, you come to a wider stance. So this is drawing the arrow. This is the one drawing the arrow. And so you can come to a full horse stance for this one, but no need to go that far, at least just a wider stance with the knees unlocked. And as we go side to side, we'll sink more deeply, so to whatever degree works for you, if it's here or if it's here or whatever. So the hands are going to cross in front of the chest, and then with that front hand, we're going to draw the bow and then make an L with the index and thumb. And so like that's the arrow, and we're going to draw the bow looking at that L shape, feeling the stretch across down the hand to the opposite, down the arm to the opposite elbow, and then straighten up as we cross the hands in front. So the opposite hand in front now, draw the arrow or draw the bow with that hand, making an L with the opposite, and sink down, taking aim and holding, and then we'll cross. So we'll cross back and forth a few times. Getting a nice stretch through the lung and large intestine channels. And we'll just come back up to standing. Lifting the palms up overhead. And then lowering the palms, just clearing out. And then next we will get out our tiger claws. So if this works for you, it involves just curling the tips of the ends of the fingers in to make our claws. So the tiger is associated with the metal element and the autumn season. So for this one, we're going to start. We'll break it down with, so starting just with the arm motion, turning the torso, and then we swing the arm forward, getting your claws out to swipe, and then we'll cross the other side. So using the full force of your torso to swing your arm forward. Claws coming out as you swipe forward. So turning side to side. And then windmilling the arms. Tapping into your inner cat energy. So even if you have like a house cat, just that grace and kind of fierceness of a cat. And then the leg portion of this, we step the opposite foot in front as the arm comes forward and then step back. So stepping forward with the, if you're mirroring me, the left foot comes forward along with the right hand, and then the opposite. And we're kind of sinking into that back leg. So there's a bend in that back knee, and the front leg is straight without locking the knee. If you have more space, you can even take this for a walk. So just like with the Tai Chi walk, when you fully root into one foot, you know, rooting your weight into one foot, and then you step up off the other foot, and then step forward. Just a little bit different of a movement, but same idea. So you can take this on a walk if you'd like, or you can just stay stationary with it. Imagine your tiger on the hunt. very slow motion fight. All right, and we'll come to stillness. And the second part of the tiger motion, we're going to circle our paws as if we're kind of grasping something and pull up in front of the body, overhead, and then release, opening the palms up. And we'll circle them overhead, and now like we're pulling something down in front of the body. At about chest height, we'll release, opening the palms, facing down, back to where we started. And continue with that, pulling up. And opening up. Circling the paws, pulling down. Opening at the chest. And grasping. The next time your hands come down, you can form a ball of chi. Maybe taking a moment to play around with this, shrinking it, growing it, just remembering to tune into any sensations. The hands in particular tend to be the most sensitive, right? The easiest to kind of feel chi. And when you're ready, we'll come back to position one hand in front of the chest, the middle dantian, and one in front of the abdomen, the lower abdomen, or the lower dantian. And then we'll reach the hands in opposite directions, top hand facing the sky, bottom hand facing the earth, stretching the side body, and then bring the hands to form a ball again, and reverse, stretching on the opposite side. And then this time, we'll turn to one side, bringing both hands overhead, palms facing the sky, twisting through the body, and then we'll face forward, turning the palms to face in, closing the eyes. Imagine white light shining out of your hands as they pass over your body. Breathing in the white light letting it fill you all the way down to your feet. And when you're ready, we'll turn to the other side, palms facing the sky. And you can continue with this at your own pace, imagining being filled with white light or white mist, whatever you prefer. And one more time. Beautiful. All right. Let's do teacup. So coming into that wider stance again to whatever degree works for you. And start with one hand on the bottom and breathe in, lift that hand up to the middle dantian. Breathe out, lower it down on top of the other hand. And we'll bring that top hand to the low back. And then bring that hand forward as if you're balancing a hot little cup of tea on your hand. And overhead, back bending if that feels good to you. Bringing the hand across to the opposite shoulder eventually. And then back. And so you can kind of get into this as much as you like. As you can see, I'm rounding forward, sinking into the side that I'm turning towards. The back, the hand coming to the back and then around to the front of the body. So the other hand staying in front of the lower dantian the whole time. And then I'll show you this. I'll face the same direction as you. So with that opposite hand on the bottom now, we're going to breathe in, lift it up to the chest, lower down, and bring it on top of the other hand. And then that top hand to the low back. And then we'll present the teacup, sweeping it across. And then overhead. To the opposite shoulder. Across. By the ear. Across. To the low back. And back to where we started at the lower dantian. All right, nice. Let's take a little bit to do some bouncing. So bringing our center, our weight down the inside of our leg to the inside of our feet and the front of our feet. So liver 3 area, kidney 1 on the bottom of the foot. So coming kind of up off the heels if you can. They're going to maybe hit the floor as you bounce up and down, that's okay. And we'll just shake. So let the body relax as much as you can, just completely let it go. Shoulders, the arms, the hips, even your knees, your ankles if you can. Your calves are obviously working hard. Good calf workout. Just let the rest of your body go. And if you want to lean to one side or the other, whatever feels good. And just kind of stick with it. Stick with paying attention to what it seems like your body needs. You can shake out the hands, the wrists, go side to side. To take a break, you can, and then come back to it. And kind of build up more of endurance if you want over time. This is a good one to stimulate the Wei Qi on the surface of the body. That protective Qi, our first point of interaction with the outside world. Helps protect us from pathogens. So good if you want to prevent getting sick, or even if you have. And we'll drop to stillness. So that was just a short round. Float the hands up. Coming back to that mudra that we started with, index and thumb forming a loose triangle. Coming back to the intention you set at the beginning. Perhaps you'd like to set a new one, or this could just serve as a reminder. We'll bring our hands to the middle dantian. Getting that qi regenerated back to our body, to our lungs and our large intestine in particular. And slide the hands down to the lower dantian. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week.